welcome to my kitchen, and another episode of the holidays are coming. Well, it's that time. We start our week of Christmas cookie baking, and today is Sunday, and I intended to get to this much earlier, but as you can see, it's already evening, it's dark outside, but not to worry, we're going to press forward and get some of these things finished so that I can do videos and show you how to do it so that you have plenty of time to make these for yourself. Today we're going to make Spritz cookies, and we're going to run these through a cookie press. This is something I grew up having every year. My mom took painstaking skills and made these every single year, and these are so simple. And if you have a cookie press or even a cookie shooter, if you have arthritis and can't use regular, now my mom used a cookie press that you filled up the barrel and you screwed the plunger down, and that's the only kind she ever liked. And then my grandmother got this cookie press that was Swedish, and she gave us one, and my mother hated it, and it is my absolute favorite cookie press. I don't think they make them anymore. You have to get them on eBay, and I'll show them to you when we get ready to press these. But it's absolute fabulous, most bestest cookie press ever. So, and that is my personal opinion. My mother sold her cookie press that I loved very much at a yard sale like 20 years ago, so this doesn't even matter, right? So a few years back, I happened upon one at a yard sale, and this woman wanted $10 for it at a yard sale. That gives you some indication of how good this cookie press is. I didn't even quibble. I didn't bargain. I didn't try and get her to come down on the price. I just paid her the $10 and walked away a happy camper. And then I came home and I ordered another one on eBay because that's how good it is. I never want to be without it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make Spritz cookies. And for everyone who doesn't know what that is, a Spritz cookie is nothing more than a butter cookie. And this is the kind of butter cookie that just melts in your mouth, and it's so delicate and delicious. And you can decorate it anytime, any way you want. You can press it out in any kind of shape you want. But this is a cookbook this cookbook actually belonged to my nanny. And this is the recipe that she always used, and is also the recipe that my mom used. My mom has this cookbook as well. And I get this out every year, and you can see this is a well-loved cookbook. But it is one of the best cookbooks for cookies. You're not going to find a better one. If you find one of these cookbooks at a yard sale or a tag sale or used bookstore, I recommend that you pick this one up because everyone should have this in their arsenal, in their cookbook collection. Even if you're coming up with your own recipes, you can go a lot of different places with these recipes as a starting point. So let me show you what goes into this Spritz cookie recipe. We're going to use, this is a single batch, and I usually make a double or triple batch of this recipe. But today I'm going to make a single batch so that I can show you exactly how one batch comes out. You're going to use a half a pound of butter, 2 sticks, or 1 cup of butter. And this has been sitting on my counter all day, so it's at room temperature. You're going to use 1 room temperature egg, a half a cup of sugar, a half a teaspoon of salt, 2 1/4 cups of flour. Now, you're going to think that this is a very soft dough, and it is. Do not be tempted to add more flour. You're also going to add a teaspoon each of vanilla and a teaspoon of almond flavoring. Now, that's where this recipe, you can go anywhere. You can color the dough. You can add whatever flavor you want. Vanilla, peppermint, almond, rum, bacon. Orange, bacon. They don't make bacon extract, honey.
You should.
Maybe you're onto something. Hey, maybe you can make our first million. All right, so to get us started, we have to cream the butter and the sugar. And that's not going to take very long because this butter is nice and soft. So, let's get it in the bowl. And then you're going to want to preheat your oven. I'm going to preheat my oven to 325 degrees. Get your butter and your sugar in here. And on the mixer it goes. Put my paddle attachment in here. We'll start it off slow. First,
Plug it in.
number one thing you do with your mixer is plug it in. Oh my gosh, it doesn't work. And I have my beater blade in there, that's why it's squeaking. I'm going to turn it up. I just don't want anything to fly all over the place when I first turn it on. A little more. A little more. These go together really fast. Now, you can do this by hand. You just want to make sure that your butter and your sugar are creamed together very well and that they achieve a lighter color than the butter when it went in. So you can see that this is a much lighter color than when we put the butter in the bowl. The butter was very yellow. Now it's a pale yellow. One of the beautiful things about having a KitchenAid mixer. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add our egg. I'm going to turn this on medium. Break my egg in the bowl. And put it in there. And let it go. Put in our extract. And get that well blended. And then we're going to turn it down to a nice level. And then we're going to add in our flour. And let that go. You'll know when it's ready, just like when we made the Swedish jelly cookies. You'll know when it's ready when it all comes together in a cohesive mass. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going to get this all finished up. I'm going to scrape down the bowl, and then I'm going to be back in just a minute, and we're going to move over to the table, and we're going to show you how we press these out. And I'm going to show you my extra special, most wonderfulest cookie press in the whole world. Okay, we're back, and I got everything squared away over here so I can show you. And Rick is now showing you the box. Now, you can tell that this is kind of old, but old things are very useful. And because they don't make things like they used to, this is all metal construction, and you can see this is my second one that I bought on eBay. But I just want to give you an example. This is a cookie press that you can get today, because I've had this for, I don't know, 5 years or so. I actually have a few of these. These things are so poorly made.
Plastic.
It's all plastic. 100%. Now, this does not make nearly as nice of a cookie as this metal one does. Now, I have these plastic ones, and we do use them occasionally. Like if I have to do a whole bunch, and the girls like to help me with this. But I have to tell you, this SAWA 2000 is the most amazing cookie press ever. And if you are in the market for a cookie press, I know that they have good ones on the market that are not cheap plasticky things, but try to find one of these if you can. You know, go on eBay and look up SAWA 2000 if you're interested in getting one. And that's all I'm going to say about my cookie press. But it comes with all of these dies, a whole bunch, and there's even more. But you can fill pastries with them. You can make sausage with it. It's fabulous. Yeah, you can stuff sausage with it. Okay, so what you're going to do, my hands are clean. You're just going to put the dough in the tube. And my mom always disliked this because she said you had to stop and fill up the tube too often. And that may very well be, but you're going to have to stop and fill up the tube anyway. I'm just going to wrap it on the table. That way it'll naturally go down. And then what you do is you're going to take this plunger, which just affixes to the top like this. And then it is going to start to come out the bottom. There we go. Let's see. Now the first couple are always crappy. Oh, today I'm wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. The best part about this is you just keep on going. These are not going to spread very much. And they're going to stay approximately this shape. The trick to these is you don't want these to brown, only on the bottom. You don't want them to get brown on the top. But you can see how fast you can crank out a pan of cookies. Now see, this is empty now. So the tube is empty. And all you're going to do is you're going to fill it back up again. And you can make the cookies smaller if you want. They don't have to be that thick. I like them this thickness.
Yeah, oddball.
Yeah, because the first one's always weird. That's all right. You know what we call that?
Sammy Street.
Sammy Street. Oh yeah, your dogs will love you if you give them butter cookies, right? Okay. And then you just press on. Oh, that was a pun. Okay. And Molly is going to put some cherries in the middle of those. Now this is something that I grew up with. My mom always made the butter cookies with the cherries in the middle, and that is how I like them the very best. And we're empty again. So.
Try that one.
Well, because I finished that one, so we're gonna. And the shapes are going to yield you different amounts of cookies depending on what shape you use. So I'm probably gonna get half of a cherry. Pardon my noise.
Will you green ones?
Yeah, use what you like. There's red, there's green. Okay, I got just a little bit more. These are cracked, so.
I'll have it.
This is when you can go back and, oh, see? Oh, well, that one wasn't any better. Okay, so what do we got? 4, 8, 12, 2, 3, 4. A little over 4 dozen cookies is what you get from one batch of dough. So, there's a little bit, here, look, like a, ah! Okay, take half. They're fighting over the leftover dough. Okay? Kids will be kids, right? Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to finish putting the cherries in the middle. I'm so glad you're here. Isn't this fun? It's just like we're baking cookies together.
Me?
And this is really special to people who are watching.
Oh.
Baking Christmas cookies is always special for me growing up, and it's still special for me now because I get to do it with my girls. And I'm glad you could join us. So I am going to bake one sheet at a time. The other sheet I'm going to set off to the side because I only ever do one sheet at a time. I don't like switching my cookie sheets halfway through the baking process, so baking one sheet at a time for about 10 minutes until they're just brown on the bottom. You're going to take the pan out and let them sit on the pan for...
I'll point something out.
Hmm?
You're putting them right wrong side up and she's putting them wrong side down.
Oh.
Fix them.
Doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't matter.
Okay,
Probably tastes the same.
that's true. Alright. So, finish these up. And then you're going to want to store these after they're completely cool in an airtight container or a nice cookie tin. That's cookies in the oven. I have my oven preheated at 325 degrees. And here we go. Let's turn the light on. In they go. I always like to keep my rack just above the middle when I'm baking cookies too, because that really helps you prevent from burning. So in they go. These are ready to come out of the oven. And these are perfect. These are in for 11 minutes. At 10 minutes, they weren't quite where I wanted them to be. So 1 extra minute at a time you need to check. Because you don't want them to get brown on top. You only want them to get ever so slightly brown on the bottom. And over here, if you follow over here, then let's see. Oh, hot. You can see what these look like. And they're not hardly brown at all on the bottom. In fact, they're very pale. This is exactly how you want them. So that, my friends, is Spritz butter cookies. You can make these any shape. You can decorate them. You can ice them with a little glaze on them. But that's how you make them. Super easy, super simple, super delicious. And I hope that you try these. If you are in the market for a cookie press, I highly recommend you look for that SAWA 2000 on eBay. Or just anything, you know, if you have a cookie press. If not, you can actually pipe these through a pastry bag and you'll have great looking cookies. So, I hope you try this. I hope I've inspired you. If you like what you see, please rate,